Right, Bore Dar Plant, and welcome to our third assembly of the week, Wednesday, the 16th of December, 2020. And today's story is a little story about an elf, but it's an elf who didn't work with Father Christmas or doesn't work with Father Christmas. It's an elf who works somewhere else, and it's a story with a very, very special message, especially at this time of the year. Now, as it says here, there's a song that says, always look on the bright side of life. The lyrics give very good advice, but people don't follow that advice. I'm sure everybody here knows someone who is forever grumbling or complaining. It might be one of your family, or a neighbour, or one of your school friends. It might even be a teacher. There are things when we all have something to complain about, but we forget just how much we have and how lucky we are. The main character in today's story was one of those people who was always complaining. Perhaps you will recognize him. Well, I hope it's not you. There was once a thoroughly miserable elf called Elgin. He was always grumbling and complaining, even though he didn't really have anything to complain about. After all, he lived in a lovely house at the edge of Elfin Village. He had a healthy family who grumbled far less than he did, and he had a comfortable job arranging transport and sales at the silver mine. Yet he always found something that displeased him. Elgin would wake up on a beautiful morning, look at the sky and pick out the few wispy clouds that floated harmlessly. What an awful day, he would grumble. I'm sure it's going to rain later. He would eat his porridge, made for him by Eleanor, his wife, and then he would pull a face and say, "Oh, porridge isn't what it used to be. It tasted much better when I was a boy." He would look at the Morning Post that lay on the mat and grumble, "More bills. I'm sick to death of paying bills," even before he had even opened the letters. Worst of all, he would grumble about his job at the silver mine. "I do nothing but write letters and make phone calls. Don't people realise what a stressful job I've got?" He didn't seem to appreciate that the other elves at the mine had to work hard deep underground, working their fingers to the bone for far less wages than Elgin. He didn't seem to understand that they operated in cramped, dangerous conditions, and that they put their lives at risk every single day. No, Elgin thought only of himself, and of course how unlucky he was in life. One sunny morning in summer, he seemed in an even worse mood than usual. He woke up and grumbled about the weather. He went to the bathroom and grumbled that there was not enough toothpaste in the tube. He ate up all his breakfast and grumbled that he was still hungry. And when Eleanor made him some extra toast, he grumbled that he had a stomach ache. "I can't go to work today," he complained. "I feel too ill." "Then you'd better go and see the doctor," said Eleanor, with little sympathy. "I'm sure he will give you something to make you better." Elgin grumbled again, but decided he would be better off out of the house. He put on his tunic and beret and set off for the elf centre. It was quite a walk, and Elgin had only gone a short distance when he came across a family of beggars. There was a mother elf and 3 young children. One of them was just a baby. They were sitting on a street corner, dirty and dishevelled, dressed in rags. "Can you spare a few coins to feed my family?" asked the mother, as Elgin approached. "Oh, certainly not," snapped the grumpy elf. "Why doesn't your husband provide for you?" "Well, he was killed down the mine," explained the mother. "It's very difficult with the baby." "Then you'll have to get a job," said Elgin, and he continued his journey to the elf centre. A little further on, he saw an elderly elf on crutches. The elf was struggling up the steps to the bridge that crossed the river. Elgin had to cross the bridge, and he was annoyed that the man was holding him up. "Hurry along," snapped Elgin. "Can't you move any faster?" "I'm sorry," said the elderly elf, in surprise. "My leg was damaged in a mining accident. One man was killed, you know." "Oh, yes, I know," said Elgin impatiently. "Just get a move on, will you?" Eventually Elgin reached the elf centre. He wasn't very pleased when he discovered he could not get in to see the doctor immediately, but after a short wait, a bell rang to call him into the doctor's surgery. "Good morning," said the doctor cheerfully, as Elgin scowled and sat down. "What can I do for you on this fine day?" "Fine day?" grunted Elgin. "It might be a fine day for some, but it's not a fine day for me." "Oh, come," said the doctor. "Surely things aren't that bad." "I think you'll find they are," grumbled Elgin, clutching his stomach. "I've got terrible stomach ache, you see. I think it's caused by stress." "Stress?" repeated the doctor, looking at Elgin's medical records. Well, you live at the edge of the village, and you work in the office at the silver mine. You have a lovely wife and family, as I remember." "Well, that's right," said Elgin impatiently. "I don't see what that's got to do with anything. Why can't you give me something to make my life better?" Said the doctor, scratching his pointed ears. I think I just have the thing for you." He walked over to a shelf and took off a large bottle, placing it carefully on the desk in front of Elgin. The doctor knew that it was water, but a large label was printed with the words "Elixir of Life." "This never fails," assured the doctor, and he carefully poured the clear liquid into a glass. "The glass is half empty," complained Elgin immediately. "Oh, no," said the doctor. "The glass is half full." "Your problem," he continued, "is that you always see the glass as being half empty. You must stop complaining and start appreciating all the wonderful things that you have got in life. From now on, you must remember that the glass is half full." Elgin sipped the elixir, which seemed to fill him with a slow realization. "Yes," he said, and he actually tried to smile. "I feel better already. The glass is half full." He left the elf centre with a spring in his step. From now on, the glass would always be half full. When he reached the bridge, he stopped to help the elf on crutches down the steps. "What a glorious day," he said, and the elderly elf dropped one of his crutches in shock. When he reached the street corner, he grinned broadly at the beggar mother and her children. He dipped deep into his pocket and emptied all of his loose change into her lap. "And I'll be back," he promised. "You all look as if you could do with a good bowl of hot porridge." When he reached home, he burst in and hugged his wife immediately. "I didn't realize you were so ill," she said. "Perhaps I've been a little harsh." "Oh, no," he said happily. "It's me who didn't realize what a wonderful world we live in and how lucky we all are. Don't you see, Eleanor? The glass is half full. The glass is half full." And that's a story that everybody needs to think about, to appreciate the things we have got rather than the things that we haven't. All of us are lucky to have families and to have somewhere to sleep in the nights. We have amazing things going on in school. We have wonderful teachers. We have kind friends every day that we come. We are very, very lucky. And in the story, Elgin always thought about the bad things in life. His glass was half empty, but he began to realize that really the glass, looking at the same glass, the glass was half full. It was a different way of looking at things, and his life was better for it. So around Christmas time, it's important to remember all of the wonderful things that we do have, not think about the things that we don't. So an excellent message from today's story. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all enjoying your lessons in the house. I hope you've been enjoying the assemblies this week. We're missing you as teachers. You can see I'm in the library taking assembly this morning. So keep up with your exercise. Keep up with the hard work at home. Keep yourselves safe. Look after mums and dads or whoever looks after you. Be kind to them. Make sure you tell them that you love them regularly. And I hope to see you all in the new year. But I'll definitely see you tomorrow online for another assembly. And as I always say, we have to remember to do the prayer. Of course, we must never forget that at the end of any of our assemblies. So you can pray in whichever way you wish, but we'll all say our school prayer. This is our school. Let peace dwell here. Let the rooms be full of contentment. Let love abide here. Love for one another and love for life itself. Let our school be a lovely place where all of us are caring to each other, to work our best and show our smiling face, staff and children helping one another today and always. Remember that prayer gives you wonderful things to live your life by. Have a lovely day, and as I always say, over and out.